Hey, I've got a question for you. Do you feel like you're stuck in your business and you're frustrated because you're not making money and you're not crushing your goals like you expected? Well, in this video, we are going to talk about what is stopping you from reaching your potential and how you can fix it. Welcome to Alchemy Chats. My name is Annie Kamai, and here on this channel, we help people to build and grow their business. So let's get right into it. So let me tell you about my story. I had been wanting to start a YouTube channel for years. And I waited and I vacillated and I went back and forth like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to, what's my topic? What's my niche going to be? And of course, it's going to be business because I've been a business owner since I was like in my 20s. And, it's been a long time. So it's been a long journey. Anyway, so I wanted to do my YouTube channel and I finally decided I'm just going to, take the plunge and do it. And I started with my first video on July 1st. And I posted a couple of videos after that, like once every couple times a week. And it wasn't really doing anything. It wasn't growing. So I decided, you know what? If I want to like learn all of the skills to be a really good YouTuber, I got to do it like faster. And I always say the key to mastery is repetition. So I decided to do a 30-day challenge and I posted a video a day for 30 days. And so that's like the beginning of my story. So I did that. And when the 30 days was over, I was like, whew, that was rough, like doing a video a day. And if you watch other channels, they always say, we don't recommend that you do a video a day, especially when you start and you're by yourself. So I thought it was a relief. And I said, okay, I'm going to go back to doing like once every twice a week. And all of my analytics kind of slowed down. And so I was kind of getting stuck in, okay, so do some research and find out what other people are doing and, copy this channel and maybe repurpose this video. And then looking at titles and looking at thumbnails, you get stuck in what's called analysis paralysis, like waiting for all the stars to align and waiting for everything to be perfect for you to put out the perfect video. Well, this is real life, right? We're recording in real life, and real life doesn't expect everything to be perfect before you do anything. So really, what was preventing me from, continuing to do the thing and crushing my goals and, just building my channel like how I wanted to, was this. It's this. So your mindset is like the biggest thing that's going to prevent you from realizing your dreams. That's really basically what it is. It's the way that you think. And when negative thoughts start creeping in and you start thinking, well, that's not good enough. That's not a good enough topic. Nobody's going to like that topic, or I can't do it. I'm not really a good YouTuber. I'm making examples and you can kind of insert your own self in there, right? So I'm just a novice YouTuber and this guy's got 1 million followers. How am I ever going to be like that? So your mindset is the number one thing that really prevents you from moving forward in your business, in your life, in your sales career or in any career. Your brain, your mind, the way you think prevents you from moving forward. And what I mean by that is like, okay, now we know that it's the brain, right? And when my kids were little, I used to always tell them, your brain believes everything you tell it. So be careful what you tell your brain. Choose your words wisely. So anybody that knows me in real life knows that I'm a positive person. I try to stay positive. I'm always like happy and bubbly. And, when I go to a networking event, people are like, oh, Annie's here, and it's because I put that energy out there because positive attracts positive. It's like a magnet, right? Positive attracts positive. And by the same token, negative attracts negative. So, well, it's not like a magnet because magnet is opposite, right? The polars, opposites, the negative and the positive but you see what I'm getting. So when you put your positive thoughts out there, then you attract or you bring in positive things to your existence. So that's kind of like an esoteric kind of way to put it. But if you think about it like in scientific terms, like, okay, please don't take this for scientific because I'm a creative person. I'm not a scientist, right? I'm just saying. Um, so how your brain works in like basic terms is it believes everything that you tell it. And if you tell it something negative, your brain is thinking, that's a possibility that you will fail. So, yeah, let's just put that out there because in case you do fail, then your brain is, satisfied, like, okay, check, right? You started your business and you're really excited about it, and you've got all these positive thoughts in your head, like, I'm going to go do this and I'm going to go do that and I'm going to get all these new clients and I'm going to post every day on Facebook, and you're like really excited in the beginning of your business. That's a lot of positive energy and a lot of positive thoughts that you're generating for your brain. So their brain is like, yeah, that's possible, that's possible, yeah, that's possible, we're going to post every day, that's possible. And then when you start, like running out of steam because things are unsustainable, you can't do all the things every single day by yourself. When you overstate your goals and you make your goals too lofty, I don't want to say that you shouldn't set your bar high, but you should set it above what you think is possible. Okay. So not like, okay, by next 6 months, I'm going to have a million subscribers on my channel. I have no control over that. I have some, but I cannot make people subscribe to my channel, right? So if you set your goals like lofty, then you get disappointed. And then you start thinking, now you see how the thought process starts like spiraling and circling the drain. So you start thinking, oh, maybe my goal was too high, and maybe people don't like my product. And like, let's say you have a t-shirt business and you do t-shirt designs, of people they're not buying my stuff, and maybe they don't like my designs. And then you think, well, I'm not going to hit my goal. And so you start implanting these negative thoughts. So your brain wants to be correct, it wants to be right. So if you're thinking that your business is going to fail, I'm sorry, honey, but it's going to fail. So what the solution is, when you find yourself, like coming down from the high of all the positivity, when you feel yourself coming down, because if you are self-aware, you will know, right? You're coming off of that high and you're like, okay, this is reality. Reality sits in. I'm not hitting my numbers. I'm not selling enough t-shirts. Then all the negative thoughts start to swirl. So the key is, when you start hearing that self-talk, that negative self-talk, you have to find a way to flip it around. Just flip it around and turn it into a positive. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of real life, what happened to me. And this happens all the time in my business. Clients come and go. You can't, I don't do contracts with my clients because I don't want to make them stay, right? I don't want to have a negative relationship with my client if they're going to resent me or resent the binding contract that we have. So I always ask my clients to give me a 30-day notice because, there's a lot of setup involved. And we work, ahead of time. We don't work in real time. We work ahead of time because things got to be scheduled out, etc. So I ask my clients to give me a 30-day notice. And, they're all gracious. Unless somebody has some kind of severe financial problem, then of course I'm understanding. But I asked them for a 30-day notice. So recently, in the past couple of months, one of my clients did give me a 30-day notice. And she's like, I'm so sorry, Annie, things are, whatever situation with her business. And, she said, we'll be back later. But, for right now, I just gotta hold back on my spending. And unfortunately, in this economy, that's quite common. So, of course, I obliged. And so we're coming to the end of the period where they're going to end their services. And whenever I have a client that cancels or, pulls back or whatever on their spending, I have to replace it. I'm not just going to sit there and wait for things to come in. I'm not going to, I don't sit there and wait for money to come in. I'm not a retail store, right? I am basically outside salesperson. So when that client decided that they were going to end their services, I was immediately, my thoughts go to, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my bills? I got to hurry up and get a new client. I have 1 month to get a new client to replace that guy. And then I go over all of my numbers, and then I my brain starts circling the drain, and I have to start canceling things. And then I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I don't need to do that because I'm fully capable and going out and getting a new client. So this morning, literally this morning, I decided I'm going to get a new client today. And I do that all the time. In fact, before, when I was working in radio, I would tell my kids, I'm going to go get a new client today. And I kid you not, always go get a new client. I get a new client. I close a deal that day. So this morning, I decided, you know what? Enough with this foolishness, enough with this negative talk. I'm going to get a new client. Instead of thinking, oh my God, I have to get a new client, right? That's in the mindset of lack. Oh my God, I have to get a new client because I'm not going to be able to do my payroll or whatever. I'm going to be falling short of my financial goals. Instead of that negative self-talk, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go get a new client. And guess what? I got a new client today. Huh. You see how that works? And it works for me because I laid the groundwork. I had already been, pitching and, talking to some new people. I had already done that. So it's not magic. Okay. And it's not like woo woo voodoo stuff. I already laid the groundwork. And that's why you should always be pitching. Always, always, always. And depending on what kind of business you have, right? If you're a seller, always be pitching. Always, 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 because you never know when something's going to fall out and you got to replace it with another client. So that's my statement I made this morning. I'm like, I'm going to get a new client. And I sure as heck did. So that is the power of flipping the script on your negative self-talk. So find a way to change what you're saying so that your brain is always focused on the positive instead of on the negative, instead of on the lack thereof, right? So let's just say you have that t-shirt business and you're selling your stuff on Etsy, right? And your sales have slowed down and whatever. And instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to close my shop, I'm not making enough money, and I gotta pay my bills or whatever, that's this gross negative stuff. I hate negativity. Even though, I go down that slippery slope myself, I'm human, right? So instead of talking like that to yourself, you flip it around and go, what can I do today to make a t-shirt design that somebody is going to love? How's that for flipping the script, right? And, or how about, I have a great idea to promote my Etsy shop. So I'm going to do something different. If you keep doing the things the same way, you're going to keep getting the same result. So flip that negative script and turn it into something positive. And you can even do affirmation things, because that's what affirmations are for. Affirmations are for telling your brain, filling your brain with what's possible, and what's possible in the positive realm. You don't want to make your brain think of what's possible in the negative realm, right? Because it's like putting up a negative affirmation on your mirror when you start thinking those things, because those things will come to pass. So get rid of the negative thoughts and replace them with positives. So if you find yourself getting stuck in your business and you don't know how to move from there, maybe you'd like to check out that video. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now. My name is Annie Kamai, and welcome to Akamai Chats, where we help to Welcome to Akamai Chats. My name is Annie Kamai. Did I say Kalito? Okay, shit. Welcome to Akamai Chats, where we help. What do we do? Mm, Um, Welcome to Akamai Chats. My name is Annie Kamai, and on our channel, we help businesses to build. I got to practice my intro so it can be flawless. Okay.